Hey guys, go back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. We're gonna get back into more foodie beauty content. We're back for another retro react, and I did watch the first minute of this video, which typically I don't do, but I saw it and knew it was gonna be some bullshit, and I was right. So we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna try my best not to die of the cringe. So let's get to.
Hi. So before I get into this video,
Oh god, I've already seen this part, and I'm physically cringing already.
I wanted to give a brief introduction as to what led me here. Welcome to my life journey, and thanks for watching.
She's really out here trying to make a lifetime special. Like, my dude, it's perfectly fine. You wanted to go to the Middle East for some D. We get it. We understand. We've seen the bullshit that happened in your life.
So in April of 2022, I decided to go on a trip to Cuba to get away from everything and to do some vlogging. Now, I was in the middle of a very abusive relationship.
I think she's milking it for every little bit of clout she can, and she's not talking about abuse. I don't hear anything about abuse in there. All I hear is talking about hygiene habits, whining about shit. And you'll never change my mind, and I don't care about Beck. I don't give a fuck, okay? So be mad at me, unsubscribe, whatever you want. I don't give a shit. I don't care about either of them.
Now, I'm not going to make fun of her being abused, even if she is a terrible person and she has made fun of other people for being victims of abuse. Like, I don't agree with it. I'm just not going to do it. That being said, I have very little empathy for you because of your situation and what you have done to other victims of abuse. Like, I'm not going to shed tears for you, but I'm not going to make fun of you either.
And I thought I was losing my mind.
Girl, that would imply you had it in the first place, which I've seen some of the videos before, Nada, and it's pretty obvious that you didn't.
And I woke up one day and just felt an immense amount of peace, and I didn't know why.
And surprise, surprise, the woman who was desperate for a man just so happened to find peace in another man who was, you know, easily bought with money.
I felt at that moment like I started finding my way to Allah.
You know it's a sin to lie, right? Like, big no-no in your religion? Well, religion in, you know, the one you choose to appropriate anyway.
But as a Christian, I didn't feel connected fully somehow, but I couldn't quite place my feelings.
I mean, maybe it's got something to do with the fact that you yourself admitted multiple times, regardless of the religion you were, you know, a part of at the time, you don't believe in God. You don't believe in anything. The only faith you have, you place in food.
Months later, after nearly giving up on love, God sent me Salah, my beautiful husband.
Right, it was divine intervention from God himself. Definitely not you going on rentaho.com and finding the first man that'll give you attention.
And I went to Kuwait to marry him. Salah is a Muslim man.
I mean, debatable. Like, he is Muslim, just not practicing.
Shortly after being in the Middle East, I became a hijabi, and I can't explain the level of peace I now felt. And love, and just total acceptance in every way, support from my husband and from God. And for this, I owe Allah my life.
I mean, if you really owe Allah your life, you would think you want to try and improve on yourself. That way you could be a more devoted follower of, you know, Allah, but apparently not. Like, she's not willing to put in the effort in order to be a better Muslim, or, you know, attempt to be at least a Muslim.
I decided that a life of servitude to Allah is what brings me the most peace.
Recorded video I have been thinking of doing for a while, though I feel like I have seriously fallen off track with my faith lately and haven't been focusing on what's important. I haven't read it in a few weeks. I'm a bad Muslim, so what? And then after that you say Allahu Akbar, and then you bend with your hands on your knees and looking to the ground, and you say Subhana. I'm like nervous, so I can't think.
So yeah, no, what was that about being a devoted servant again?
And I have failed many times to be a quote-unquote good Muslim, as I've allowed emotions and drama to get the best of me at times, and I still struggle with many demons in my life.
Huh, that's funny, because, like, if you're failing at being a good Muslim, why do you get so offended when people call you a bad Muslim? And weren't you the person that said this to a victim of abuse?
She should seek therapy if she's that traumatized. 100%.
So Beck has to seek therapy, but you don't have to? You're traumatized from everything you've gone through, but it's perfectly fine to continue acting the way that you do.
However, I will never give up trying. Allahu Akbar. Thank you for watching my story.
Trying would imply that you put effort into it, which you don't. You're perfectly fine with not doing anything because you know it's a fast, your husband knows it's a fast, and neither of you are actually Muslim. Like, you might pretend to be, but you're not.
لا إله
لا إله
إلا الله
إلا الله
وأشهد
وأشهد
أن
أن
محمدا
محمدا
رسول الله
رسول الله
وأبرأ
وأبرأ
من كل دين
من كل دين
يخالف
يخالف
دين الإسلام.
دين الإسلام.
الله أكبر
الله أكبر
الله أكبر
الله أكبر
الله أكبر
الله أكبر.
الإسلام الإسلام. You are officially Muslim now.
Now, me personally, I don't really have a favorable opinion of any religion because I am just not a religious person. So I'm going to keep my opinions to myself. I just think it's more impressive that, you know, Foodie didn't piss herself laughing at saying Allahu Akbar multiple times because that is genuinely the mindset she would have. Like, I thought she would break and just stop pissing herself laughing.
مبروك baby مبروك الحمد لله مبروك.
Shukran. A nice new Quran, and it has English translation and how to pronounce everything in English, so this will be a really good read as I learn more about my new faith.
ما شاء الله.
And it will probably just sit there for her to never read.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله. مبروك حبيبتي ألف مبروك إن شاء الله.
Dude, that was straight up the emptiest hug I have ever seen. Like, he did not have any emotion in that whatsoever. Meanwhile, she's holding on for dear life.
Today Chantal, my pretty wife, become officially a Muslim. Alhamdulillah. And may Allah bless her. I love you baby.
I love you, shukran, habibi.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet Allah didn't want any part of this.
Hey guys, Assalamu alaikum. So today I have taken my Shahada. So I am now officially Muslim, follower of Islam. And for those of you who do not know, Shahada is the first pillar of Islam. It's an oath and creed recited, swearing to only worship Allah and to follow the word of his prophet Muhammad. So those of you who are not familiar, I'm Canadian. I am married to a Syrian Muslim.
Well, it's been 2 years and you still refuse to show the marriage certificate, so, like, debatable. Maybe show it and we'll believe you.
Here, who lives in Kuwait, and we are in Kuwait right now together. So I will be going back home soon for a bit, and inshallah I will be returning. So for those of you who do not really know my history, and just a brief recap, I went from being born and raised Catholic, although my family was not really terribly religious, but I was baptized and I went through communion and confirmation as a Christian follower of Christ. But that was more just of a traditional kind of indoctrination, if you will. I never really... Christianity, there was things about it that just never really fully resonated with me, made sense to me.
So you're trying to say right now that your religion has no issues that resonate with you? Like, everything's perfectly fine? 100%?
And I went through a period of atheism, and then also became agnostic. And now I would be considered, I guess, a Muslim revert. I will talk more about the reasons for that, why I chose to follow Islam.
I hate to break to you, mate, but we all know the reason. Like, it's not because you were seeking God, you were seeking something else.
Mostly just when I came to the Middle East and met my husband, Salah. I found a sense of peace when I learned more about Islam that I didn't expect to have. And I found that turning to Allah and putting my trust in him in a lot of ways helped me deal with a lot of things that are difficult for me now even, and things that were difficult for me.
It would be interesting to find out what exactly he helped you with. Like, he didn't help you with your addictions, he didn't help with your impulsivity, or your raging, or your anger, or any of these issues that really plague you to this day. So what exactly did he fix in your life?
Things that I saw maybe at the time as a curse actually became a blessing in a lot of ways, and a big teacher. And I still struggle with a lot of demons, and within myself I have a lot of issues that, as you've seen online, dealing with anger and a lot of character flaws that I continue to work on. And I know that the best way to do that for me is to be at peace with God and have faith in the grand plan. Everyone has one.
I'm gonna remind you, everything that this vile monster of a human being, if you can call it that, Yes, I'm dehumanizing her like she dehumanizes me.
Diabetes.
I have no sympathy. I have no care, no empathy. I have nothing but black hatred for this person.
So I'm officially a Muslim. What does that mean? Well, I'm in some kind of system and
I'll be in a system, but you really should be in an asylum.
they take your ID, you have to fill out a form. The place where I went to take my Shahada was a very nice woman and a group of ladies, and I had to recite my oath, and she took the time to just educate me a bit on the background of Islam more, and asked me if I accepted certain beliefs of Islam. It talked about the history, the pillars, and if I accept the pillars, if I accept the prophets, if I accept Allah as the only creator, and of course I do.
Up until your husband cheated on you, then all of a sudden, you know, God was nowhere to be seen, just like your husband.
Salah also purchased for me my own Quran, and it's actually a very beautiful book, and it actually has English translated, and it has how it's supposed to be pronounced, and then it has the Arabic version. So inshallah, I will take the time and learn more about my newfound faith.
I am somewhat interested to see what she's going to talk about, and I did skip over the mosque video because it was just so boring. And like, I don't want to bore you guys any more than I have to.
So I know people see so many different sides of me, some good, some not so good, and I do struggle, like I said, with becoming a better person, but inshallah, with my faith, I will continue on to keep trying to become a better version of myself.
Or, you know, you could just stay who you actually are, which you did, and then, you know, 2 years later, wish death upon another person.
I believe that we are here to serve Allah, not only ourselves and our own pleasures.
I don't care what any god says, I am not getting on my knees for anyone who doesn't buy me dinner first.
In life, and I've lived a life of just doing what I wanted for myself and not really giving it any thought for a long time, and I just cannot believe that I lived that way for so long and wondered why my life was so chaotic. So I will do more videos in the future and talking about my thoughts, my beliefs, everything like that. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them. Positive and constructive is most appreciated.
I mean, me personally, I would just say stop appropriating a religion, like, not good whatsoever. Probably marry your husband, like, that would be another thing too.
Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Masalama.
Alrighty guys, it's gonna be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bit of a short one, I do apologize, but I will be coming back for the Beck video, or at least part 2. I still got a bunch to do on that, but it is half finished, so that is really good. Thank you for watching again, and hopefully get to catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.